Hello, friends. I have a book to read to you, and it's called Caps for Sale. And this book is about a peddler. This is a peddler, and a peddler is somebody that goes from place to place selling things. And this peddler sells caps. These are caps. Caps are what you just put on your head, okay? Another word for a hat. So this book is called Caps for Sale, and it's the story of this man going around selling caps. It's by Esfer Slodbakina. Caps for Sale. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like an ordinary peddler carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on the top of his head. First, he had his own checked cap, then a bunch of gray caps, then a bunch of brown caps, then a bunch of blue caps, and on the very top, a bunch of red caps. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight so as not to upset his caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the street, he walked down the street, calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." But nobody wanted any caps that morning. Nobody wanted even a red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," said he, and he walked out of the town slowly, so as not to upset his caps. He doesn't want them to fall over, so he's walking really slowly, trying to balance them all. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. "That's a nice place for a rest," thought he, and he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little against the tree so as not to disturb the caps on his head. Then he put up his hand to feel if they were straight. First his own checked cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps at the very top. I think it would be hard carrying all those caps on your head. You must be very talented. I don't know if I could balance all of those. They were all there, so he went to sleep. He slept for a long time. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. Doesn't he look refreshed and rested? But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. All he felt was his own checked cap. Oh no, where'd they go? He looked to the right of him. No caps. Look to your right. No caps. He looked to the left of him. No caps. He looked to the back of him. No caps. He looked behind the tree. No caps. Where do you think they went? Then he looked up into the tree. And what do you think he saw? Bird? Squirrel? What do you think? Monkeys. On every branch sat a monkey. On every monkey was a gray or a brown or a blue or a red cap. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at that. Whoa. Where did those monkeys come from? I was not expecting that. The peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them. You monkeys, you, he said, shaking a finger at them. You give me back my caps. But the monkeys only shook their finger back at him and said, tis, tis, tis. Can you do that? Tis, tis, tis. This made the peddler angry. So he shook both hands at them and said, you monkeys, you, give me back my caps. Be the peddler. Ready? Put your hands and say, you monkeys, you, give me back my caps. But the monkeys only shook both their hands back at him and said, tis, tis, tis. Be a monkey. Both hands. Tis, tis, tis. Look at those monkeys. They're not listening very well, are they? Now he felt quite angry. Look at him. He stamped his foot and said, you monkeys, you better give me back my caps. But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, tis, tis, tis. Oh goodness, this is not good. By this time, the peddler was really very, very angry. He stamped both his feet and shouted, you monkeys, you must give me back my caps. But the monkeys only stamped both their feet back at him and said, tis, tis, tis. Oh, this is not going well, is it? But then each monkey pulled off his cap. Wonder why. Pulled off their cap. All the gray caps, all the brown caps, and all the blue caps, and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. So the peddler picked up his cap and put them back on his head. First his own checked cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. I wonder why the monkeys did that. And slowly, very slowly, he walked back to town calling. Do you remember what he calls? Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. Can you say that? Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. The end. What an interesting book. You know, I'm thinking back to the page where the monkeys threw all the caps down. And I'm wondering why they did that. Because he was so angry, right? He was so angry that he threw his cap off of his head, and then the monkeys threw their caps off of their heads. I'm wondering about that. I'm wondering why the monkeys did what the peddler did.